we're going to be talking about watering today, and we're going to be talking about our top 3 questions that we get on watering, because it's something that's over and over and over again. So we want to address this again, and we're going to work our way down. So we're going to start at number 3.
Number 3, how do I water?
So this is really the meat and potatoes of it. The how do I water, like not how much or whatever, but how do I water? So we have this hanging basket here.
Here, I can hang on to it.
All right. And what we want to do is we want to get the water in towards the soil. So now, with that being said, with 3,000 hanging baskets in our 5 greenhouses, I'm not that careful. So, you don't have to be so absolutely technical about it, but you're trying to direct that water in towards that soil so that we can get that soil saturated. So really don't overthink it. You want to get that water in there, and so that it's getting towards the soil. If some gets on the foliage, not a big deal. Unless you have really hard water, you might have some calcium show up on the leaves. Again, it doesn't hurt anything, not a big deal, but getting that water in there.
You do want to make sure that if you're like just spraying from the top, if you're using a hose end sprayer,
Yep.
That it's not just shutting off. So you're wanting to like almost tuck it in that foliage.
Yeah, and remember, rain does not water your hanging baskets, your flowers, especially with
For
the most part, this dense foliage, it's really dense and it sheds that water right off. So even if it rains, make sure that you're checking your hanging baskets or your containers.
That's a really important, like, you checking.
Yes.
You need to check.
Check. Don't guess. Check.
Yep.
Yeah, absolutely.
So
All right.
number 2.
Number 2.
How often do I water?
All right. So a customer will come in and they're like, well, how often do I water? Is it daily? Is it every day? Or, what are we doing? And really, we have to get down to, but people hate this. Whatever it needs. So,
It's such a broad answer.
It is a broad answer, but it's the correct answer. And, how often do I water? Well, today it's sunny out. So my watering, I'm going to be watering today. If it's over, X amount of degrees, if it's sunny out, I'm probably going to be watering, but I really do want to check it. So if it's rainy, if it's overcast, well then, that's a different picture of how often do I water. And you want to water in the morning, so that is a good time to water, and you might want to check it in the afternoon. In my greenhouses, early afternoon, I'm checking my hanging baskets, so it's going into that often. I water them, but as that temperature raises in these greenhouses, I might be watering in the afternoon. So often, we want to have that water in there, but it might need a drink in the afternoon. Check it.
So this hanging basket is the Calibrachoa's a lobelia.
Mini petunias.
It's a 12-inch basket. It's the same size as this basket, but your watering difference.
Those are
Look at the difference of that.
This could fit in there.
Right. It's a different flower. This will never develop into that size.
Yeah, this is the big beast. This is the Saint Bernard of the dog world, where this is maybe the Labrador box or whatever.
But this is going to require a different amount of water than this is going to require.
This has a lot more foliage, a lot more plant material that's going to be drawing that moisture. And again, when I'm coming into my greenhouses in the afternoon, I'm checking. Guess what I'm checking first? These great big monsters, because they're just using a lot more moisture, because
but
there's a lot more foliage.
But it's the same size basket. It's still a 12-inch basket.
Yeah.
It's just that the plant uses it differently, which goes back again to check it.
Check it. And you really want to get into that 24-hour mentality of, I'm giving this the water that it needs for 24 hours and checking it. So we're not watering this for the week or the month. You can't do that. It doesn't work. And so many, I would say 90% of our customers overwater. So
let's talk about the number one question that we get. The absolute number one question. Ready? Drum roll.
Right.
How much do I water it?
Yep. How much do I water? And customers they try to back me into a corner and just tell me how many quarts of water I need to give this plant every day. I can't do that. Again, it goes back to whatever it needs, and you really have to figure that out. And I know that's hard, but you have to learn. If you got a brand new puppy, you would learn. Or if you're a mom or dad, you learn what those kids need, what they're crying, and these plants are telling you what they're needing. And so you really want to lift it and check it. So how much water? It's not an exact answer. Again, today it's going to be sunny out. This plant is going to use more water than when it's overcast, or if it's really hot and windy, or low
rainy.
or rainy. Those are all different scenarios. So we can't just take a one size fits all. I'm going to give this 1 quart every single day. That doesn't work. Just like when you're making supper, okay?
Yeah.
So she's making supper. She'll ask me, "How hungry are you?" So she's making spaghetti, all right? And she'll say, "Hey, how hungry are you?" And she's trying to figure out, like, how much am I going to eat? And it changes, right? And I'm like, I am really hungry. Okay, so she makes a huge plate of spaghetti, all right? But the next day, lunchtime, I'm not as hungry. Now, what if she made me a huge plate of spaghetti again? I wouldn't eat it all. And so it's not a one size fits all.
But if you're watering it, that'd be like me just force feeding it.
And that's what a lot of people do. So many people, they just water the snot out of these plants, and they kill their hanging baskets or their plants and flowers by over watering. So it changes with the weather, it changes with the day. So how much water? Well, we want this soil to be well saturated all the way through, but not so much that water is running out. Again, that is wrong. So if somebody's telling you, "Oh, just water this hanging basket till it runs out," that's wrong. That's incorrect. I know a lot of you do that, but it's wrong. And people will argue with me all day long, and I get it. Some of you do that and it works. Great. It's still wrong. It's still a bad habit, because we know from being in this business and doing this for decades that that's wrong. And when you do that day after day after day, 30 days of that, 60 days of overwatering, 90% of our customers will kill this hanging basket within a short amount of time, and then they're like, "Oh, I just don't have a green thumb like you do." No, you had a bad habit that you learned and applied it improperly. So don't do that. Don't overwater. So how much water? We want this saturated, but not coming through, and you have to really check it. Always check that heft. It should have some good heft to it. You like to liken it to what?
A bag of popcorn to a bag of sugar, because I cook.
Yeah, so they're...
And it will, if it's dry, it will literally feel like a bag of popcorn. It just...
You lift it up then.
Yeah, it's just really airy.
Yeah, very, very light. That soil gets so dry, and sometimes when you come in and water it and it's really, really dry, you're going to water it and that water is just going to shed right off because that soil got so hard. So you might have to give it a little bit of water.
And then they'll say it came out the bottom, I shouldn't water it so much.
Yeah, well, but it just shed off.
That's a different scenario.
Totally different scenario. Water it just a little bit so that soil will start absorbing that moisture, and then come back a little bit later on, hour or whatever, and properly water it.
So this is got a little bit of a heft to it, but why don't you show them what a watering would be?
Yeah, it's not bad. It's kind of...
We know it's going to be hot today.
Yeah,
so
it's on a half tank right now.
So we're getting prepped for the day.
Yeah, and I know that it's going to be sunny and warm out, so I'm going to water a little bit heavier, but again, not where it's pouring out. So I want to feel that heft, but not where it's coming out. So I got this in towards the soil, and yeah, some got on the foliage, no big deal. But now it has some heft to it, and I will...
Yeah, I won't be sitting and hanging into it.
I will probably check that again this afternoon, only because we're in a greenhouse. It'll get 100 degrees in here. It's going to be sunny today, but I will definitely check that in this afternoon. So
those are your top 3.
I hope that helps. with this mystery of watering, it's not hard. You really have to learn what that plant needs, and it takes some time. It's not just an instant. Just oh yeah, it takes some work to learn what the plant needs, but you can do it, and that's what we had to do, as professionals, and that's what we're trying to help you. So I hope that helps with that big topic of watering and those 3 top questions of what we get over and over again. And again, we have hundreds of how-to videos on our YouTube channel, on our Sharkey's Greenhouses
Lots
YouTube.
on watering.
Lots on watering, because it's such it's that topic that comes up every single day in our lives of customers walking in and they're getting a hanging basket or several. Okay, now how do I take care of this? Do I just water it till it comes out? No. Do I just give it a quart every day? No. Maybe, but generally speaking, no. So learn what they need. We can help you with that. And you can head on over to our beatyourneighbor.com website. We have our blog articles. There's a lot of blog articles. You've got some cooking recipes there. There's a lot there. Of course, our Beat Your Neighbor fertilizer is at our beatyourneighbor.com website. So thanks for joining us and tackling this topic of watering. We hope that you're learning. Let us know that you're watching and where you're watching from. We love hearing and seeing where you're watching from all over the world.
And tell us how the videos have helped you.
Sure.
Because that's what we're doing it for. We're doing it so that you can learn and grow from this and do better with your flowers.
Yeah. All right.
Have a great day.
Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.